Yeah, through went great. Anytime we could go on the road and in conference, out of conference is obviously important for us. Uh, with just some of the things going on the last couple of days with James's injury and the departure, that we respond today and show as a program that we're able to focus and compartmentalize and play a winning style of basketball.
Okay, Wayne, go ahead.
And no one player is going to fill the shoes of James Bouknight, but you had 5 players who scored 7 or more points. So this was a real team win, wasn't it?
Yeah, and James is one of the best players in the country, and his loss is only going to be filled while he's out. With the strength of who we are, which is we've got depth. And we've got a lot of guys that can step up and do it on a given night. And obviously Tyler offensively, Tyrese offensively, and and obviously others. Brendan Adams quietly had a really, really good game. And in Whaley, the 9 points doesn't really tell the story of his impact.
Can you talk about Tyrese Martin? And he had a slow start to this game, missed some layups, and it seemed like the 3-point game is what got him going offensively.
Yeah, so, Tyrese, usually when you miss, you go closer, but he was so close that on his misses today that he had no choice but to move out. It shows to me a lot of mental toughness too, because he could have went in the tank today, coming off the Marquette game where he just didn't finish a bunch of point blank things. But, he showed, he showed that he could be a really important guy in our program.
And you touched on Brendan Adams a little bit, but did he meet your expectations? Did he give you what you hoped you'd get in this game?
Yeah, if we don't get that from Brendan today, we don't win. He was. He defended really, really well. Minus a possession or two where we just had a total breakdown. But no, he was like a mature, older player that was opportunistic on offense, and just was rock solid. Just didn't make a lot of mistakes today, and a lot of times you win because you make less mistakes than the other guy.
Joe Zone?
Yes, Dan, back-to-back road wins, double-digit in the Big East. Would you call that a benchmark for a team that's trying to regain its status in college basketball?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just, we're doing what we're supposed to do when we're in year 3 of rebuilding. We're better in year 2 than we were in year 1, and we're a better team in year 3 than we were in year 2. We're building a program, we're building a culture. And again, at the end of last season, the last third of last season, we learned how to win again here at UConn. And, obviously it's carried over into the psyche and the mindset of our program.
Gavin?
Dan, how's your mental toughness grown as a team this season that allows you to, win these games on the road, your mental toughness?
Well, if you practice hard every day and the coaching staff drives you, and you embrace that as a player and try to raise your level as opposed to pout or blame, complain, defend, or look for an exit, you become tougher. You become more resilient as an individual and as a team. And when you go through adversity like we did in year 1 with this group, with Isaiah and Tyler and Brendan and Josh, and then last year in year 2 with Book and Cook and Gaffney, and all the new people. If you could get through adversity and learn from it and just try to get better from it and not get devastated by it, those failures turn into success. And that's what you go through during a rebuild.
Dave Borges?
Dan, do you like, I'm sure things, could change moving forward, but do you like the idea of Tyler being sort of that microwave off the bench, instant offense type of deal that he's kind of provided?
Yeah, I mean, that break for Tyler was, that was like beautiful self-care, 3-day break during Christmas. And, we had some conversations before, and then since he's been back about just, you've got the ultimate green light. If you could get it off situationally, there may be a time where, with the lead late or something where we're trying to clock it or whatever, but or we might not want him firing, but if he can get it off, he probably should shoot it. So, and if I make that, and obviously he's got to defend for us, and I thought, he held up really well defensively, and we need him more on the backboard than he was today. He's got to be better that way, but yeah, I mean, I like him as coming off the bench. The matchups in this game were better for him coming off the bench with the way that they substitute. So, yeah, I mean, he's, doesn't matter if you play 30 minutes, 28 minutes, whatever, it don't matter.
Tom?
Yeah, Dan, can you update us on James's injury? Has it regressed, or is he making progress? What are the possibilities he could play?
Yeah, he, we're just kind of dealing with that right now from the road. Zoom calls with doctors. We've got to be real smart with all of our players. We just medically, James and Dr. Dina and our medical people have done a beautiful job rehabbing a Cook and Tyler, and James is. We're just communicating with doctors and make sure that we do the right thing in terms of when we can get him back. That's as evasive as I could be.
Sorry, Charlotte?
Speaking of a Cook, I mean, he played limited minutes tonight, but what that was like to get him back on the court since February.
Yeah, emotional lift for all of us. I think losing James, but a Cook just kind of being welcomed back was a nice lift for everyone. And the dunk that he got there was like, I think, a play that charged everybody up. And there's rust there. To throw a guy who hasn't played in basically a year, who's recovered from an injury of that magnitude, as beautiful as he's recovered. He's got to get his timing back. He's got to knock off the rust. We've got a real balancing act right now because we need we need him on the court more, and we need to grow his role with this team. It's only going to make us better. But we also, it's a fine line in terms of fitting him into the rotation right now. But we'll grow his role hopefully with every game.
What was he, I guess, like on the bench today that he finally got to get in as opposed to past when he wasn't dressed?
Yeah, he's always awesome. I mean, he's always awesome. I mean, that's a selfless guy when it comes to the game, the practices, the game night. He's not a stat guy, or he's a guy that wants to win, wants to compete. Gets a lot of joy out of basketball. So, he's it's a real energy rush for us.
Last one, Dave?
Yeah, what can you say, Dan, about a Cook's, the way he's handled this entire past 11 months in his rehab, and how he's adhered to it and gotten back, I guess pretty much on time. What can you say about how he handled the entire situation?
I mean, he's worked, he's worked incredibly hard, incredibly diligently. He's obviously, credit to his surgeon. A huge credit to James Doran, who during the COVID, when it first hit, him and a Cook got together at a critical time in his rehab, and and James got in daily with him to put in the work. So, an amazing job by James, an amazing job by a Cook. He's worked so hard. He hasn't been as patient as we would have liked at times. Me and him have gotten into a couple of dust-ups about speeding up his timeline. But this is a guy with an incredible basketball future at this level and beyond that we've got to we've had to manage. So